Welcome, everybody. This is the regular meeting of the Leonard Village Council. Today is Monday, October 8th, 2018. Also happens to be Columbus Day. Happy Columbus Day. And before I call the meeting to order, I just wanted to comment that as you came to the meeting tonight and saw all the wonderful Halloween and scarecrow decorations, we want to thank the decorating committee and in particular the Leonard School children that worked with some of the decorating committee members to dress up the village. So many thanks from us for that. Okay, so with that, please rise for a pledge of allegiance and a brief invocation. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you be with us, bless these all who are in attendance, guide the decisions of this council, and may they be the best interest of this community. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you. Okay, could we have a roll call for attendance of the village council?
Paul Almirante. Larry Hoffman.
Here.
Alice Kennedy.
Here.
President McDonald.
Here.
Trustee Sotheby. Here.
Very good.
Cindy's not here.
Clerk Cindy Grosskopf was excused tonight, and Treasurer Judy Verse is present. And we want to thank Charlene for volunteering to fill in as recording secretary. Okay, council has the minutes of our September 10th meeting or 11th? I thought it was the 10th.
It says 11th on 9.
Your minutes?
Over here.
No, the minutes say 11.
Okay. Other than the date, are there any questions, comments, or concerns about the minutes?
Okay. I move that we accept the minutes and correct the date to September 10th.
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, council has before it an agenda for this evening's meeting. I'd like, with the council's indulgence, I'd like to add one item under new business, and that would be the authorization for a resolution. Are there any other changes? If none, a motion to approve the agenda as amended would be in order.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you. Council has received the treasurer's report.
I didn't hear anybody say aye.
I said it.
I was getting
My
ready.
voice is...
No.
All in favor of the motion to approve the
Aye.
agenda?
Aye.
Treasurer's report. Okay, are there any questions, changes, or corrections on the treasurer's report? If none, a motion to receive and file it would be in order.
I so move.
Second it.
Who was that?
Go ahead.
Hoffman got it.
Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call for approval?
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
President McDonald?
Yes.
Sotheby? Yes.
Okay. Moving on to accounts payable. Council has the accounts payables for September in front of them. Are there any questions, changes, or corrections? If none, a motion to authorize payment of the bills would be in order.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $10,856.12 from the general, $26,510.81 from major, $47.12 for the local, and 0 for parks and recreation.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. Hoffman? Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call to pay the bills.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
President McDonald?
Yes.
Southerby, yes. Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to public comment. This is an opportunity for anyone that would care to address the village council to do so. We ask that you be brief and to the point. We do have a 5-minute limit for public comment for each person. You will have an opportunity during the business portion of the meeting to, if you want to comment on any of those items, you'll have an opportunity to do that as well. Would anybody care to address the council tonight? Mr.
I
Myers?
still would like to see that there bush at the end of the alley trimmed back. There was almost another accident there just yesterday. A guy tried to come out, I think it was her, lived next door to Mrs. Frost. She tried to come out the alley, and a car come flying down by the elevator and likely got her.
Have you seen anybody going the wrong way down that alley?
Sure.
Do you know who it is?
No.
Because I've gotten a couple calls about it, and I've been watching.
They're coming in this way. They're coming from the east.
Yeah.
to the
Yeah, they're
west.
going this way down the alley.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did one time.
I've seen people
You
do it,
confessing?
but I don't know.
I have.
Okay.
But that bush out there is really a hazard.
I'll have a talk with Don. Anybody else care to address the council? Okay, we'll move on then to new business. Probably the most important thing we'll do tonight is set the Halloween date and time for the village and authorize the fire department to use the annex for their annual party. I would recommend to the council that we continue our tradition of having Halloween on the evening of October 31st between the hours of 6 and 7 p.m. Is there a motion to that effect, or
Which night is the 31st?
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
So ordered.
Mr. Hoffman made the motion.
I'll support.
Mr. Kennedy?
Between hours of 6 and 7.
It's between 6 and 7.
Oh, excuse me.
It's between 6 and 7.
I wrote it down.
Okay, are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion to authorize Halloween for October 31st from 6 to 7 p.m., please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Election day is November 6th. It will be prior to our regular meeting. And normally, just so everybody's aware, we don't schedule any other use of the hall generally for prior to that date. So just wanted to make everybody aware of that. We received our fiscal year 2019 municipal credit from SMART. It is in the amount of $380. I am recommending that we follow our usual contractual obligation to transfer that money to NOTA. That's one of our requirements as a participating community. So I'm looking for a motion to do that.
I'd like to make a motion to transfer the $380 from SMART to NOTA.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the motion? Hearing none, could we have a roll call, please?
President McDonald?
Yes.
Southerby, yes. Trustee Hoffman?
Yep.
Trustee Kennedy?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. All right. The fourth item under new business, was the amendment that we made earlier. We have a village resident that's going to turn 100 years old on November 14th. They're going to have a party for her on November 10th. It's Mary Sue Southerby. And she's living right now, she's in the Lake Orion Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Lake Orion. But I'd like to have the council authorize me to draft a resolution of congratulations and recognition for that accomplishment. I think that's well worth it. Certainly earned it.
Some kind of plaque?
Normally we do a parchment resolution, unless the council wants something else.
I don't think it will matter.
Okay. All right, is there a motion then to authorize the village president to draft a resolution of congratulations?
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the president to make a resolution for Mary Sue Sotheby.
I'll second it.
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay. Under unfinished business, the news I think everybody's been waiting for, and that is that the Elmwood Street project is officially approved by MDOT. We've gotten everything we could fixed that MDOT would agree with us on. So there are still some minor stuff that I think we're going to have to tackle as a village rather than it's mostly landscaping and cleanup stuff.
What about that cement over that curbing? I read what you said.
They recorded the project with video camera, and that was missing already. It wasn't there before the project was started. So what happened to it, I have no idea. But they have a video record. There's a piece of curb missing on the southwest corner. It was brought to my attention, and I had never noticed it.
I have never either.
So anyway.
Seeing that they put in the curbing, so you would have thought they would have...
Well, no, that curbing there was actually done when they did Forest Street.
Oh,
Yeah.
The curbing was there.
okay.
Well, it wasn't there when they took the pictures, the video of it, so I don't know what, and they did that before they started the project, so I don't know if something hit it and broke it out of there and somebody cleaned it up or what. You know, maybe a truck drove over it and crushed it, or, I don't know.
An awful big truck to do that.
I would agree, yeah. But you can't argue with the video, so I don't know. So anyway, moving on then, regarding the sanitary sewer, I did receive a communication last week from Oakland County Water Resources Commission that they are not able to loan us any money unless it was for actual construction. So they will not loan us money for a study. I have been in contact with our U.S. Senator's office to get a hold of someone at the EPA to find out if we can work through them. The office informed me that generally the EPA passes that type of money on to the states, and then the state administers it. But I asked to see if there was another way to go at it, so I hope to hear back on that.
So who did you initially ask? Drain Commission?
Yeah, we asked the Water Resources Commission or the Drain Commission. It took them 2 months to tell us that. That's what's interesting. And they actually said it's a long-standing policy. Apparently nobody was aware of it, but anyway. Okay.
Mike, is there grants available for this sewage?
There are, to my knowledge, as we discussed at the last meeting, there are partial grants available.
Is that 80-20 still
No,
available?
the 80-20 is no longer. It's a variable based on a percentage of how much the average sewer payment is in America against what the actual cost of the project is. So it could vary. In our case, it would likely cover up to 45%, but that's the maximum. So
Does that 80-20 ever come back, or do they talk about that?
didn't even talk about it. I mean, it isn't there. And that's why I wanted to see if it was an option through the EPA. So that's why I'm kind of waiting to get some feedback from them. Okay. Moving on then. We received no Freedom of Information Act requests in September.
DPW?
Yeah, no DPW.
No, we got the trees down. I was gonna report on that in this, but yeah, the trees were removed. And although they didn't take the stumps, so we're gonna
Noticed that, yeah.
have, so we're gonna have to get on them, because Alex and I checked and it is in the contract.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. So maybe they couldn't do it at the time they came to cut them down, but did they say anything, Sharon, to you about it?
I wasn't there, so I
Okay.
can...
Then the only other thing for DBW is I know the drain over by the school parking lot entrance, that whole area has flooded over down there in the last couple rainstorms. So I'm not sure if we have to take a look at cleaning that basin out or.
The one right by the antique shop was just loaded.
The one
They're up in the middle of the road.
The one on Division there too was,
Yeah.
so they need somebody to check them.
Well, maybe we'll have to look and see if we can get a factor truck in. And rod those out if we need to. Okay. Okay, there are no changes in ordinance enforcement. The township supervisor and I attended a Census 2020 meeting with a representative from the Census Bureau, and Addison Township and the Village of Leonard are going to create or be considered a complete count committee, which means that we'll be working together to make sure that nobody escapes being counted in 2020 when the census takes place. And finally, I think that's it. We covered the trees. Okay, so Summer Festival Committee. Council should have found the financial report in their packet tonight. Any questions or anything to add? Anybody heard?
Does anybody have any questions about that? No. We will be having a meeting on November 8th. I think is when it is. Yeah, November 8th, here at 6:30. That's a Thursday. We're going to try to revamp the whole thing and see if we can get somebody to take over the head of it. So we're going to be having like an informational type meeting as to what each person does. Everybody's writing down what they do. So we're going to have a meeting on November 8th.
Okay.
According to this, you lost money?
We always lose money.
Just as a curiosity, how many t-shirts are left?
I think we have maybe 20, 25 at the most.
Any particular sizes or varies?
That year.
Mainly the large and the extra large go. We usually don't have any of those left. I know I have a 3XL up there, a 2XL. There's probably some smalls.
If
Do you want one?
I was going to say, if you send me the counts of what they are, I can put them on the website so that we could probably at least advertise to the community that we could sell them to maybe somebody in the community would want them, and then I can go back into the fund for next year.
Yeah, what we do is we sell them next year too. The same ones.
Okay.
From this year, we sell next year too.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were dated or anything.
They are on the Strawberry Festival website.
And we do have,
Okay.
we do have a link to that. We can put a note on there.
Sure.
Yeah, I can check with Linda and make sure she's put them on there. And I need to go up and do a tally of what we have before we do that though. But that's about it. But we lose money every year because we don't charge for anything. So that's why we have a Texas Hold'em coming up in November. And we make that money and that pays for the loss.
Well, that was a poor year.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, in all the years that I've had this store, that I've been here, which I've lived here 42 years, I think, this was the worst one I think we've ever had. It was awful.
Bad day.
Yeah,
It's still fun. There was still a lot of people.
yeah, I was surprised at how many people stuck around.
Okay, moving on to the Cable Commission. No meeting. Decorating Committee. I already complimented the efforts of the folks involved. Village looks great. Kay, you got anything for us?
Well, you guys did you decide whether you're having a meeting tomorrow or not?
Nobody called me besides you. You didn't call back, so. You want a meeting tomorrow?
I'll leave it up to you guys if you want it or not. I know she won't be here. Everyone else will.
You know what's going on.
No, we were gonna clean that out over there, but I almost have to be there. That be cleaned up, because somebody else knows what's ours and what's what.
Why don't you put it off till next week?
I was gonna say, I wouldn't want to do it a whole month away, but maybe you could just reschedule. Can you do that?
Has everybody got everybody's contact information now?
Yeah, I mean, if they could just pick a date.
There we go.
But
You're
So
gonna
there
be
is
out
no
of town.
meeting whenever, tomorrow?
Yeah.
I don't have a calendar with me, so. I have to look. You got anything on the calendar? Larry?
Coming up.
I'm coming up with it right now. Next Tuesday,
I have another meeting that day.
the PTO meeting that day. So what day do you want it?
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Want it on Monday, the 15th?
As far as I know, I mean, I don't have a calendar.
I could do the 15th.
I can say no, if I don't have anything on my calendar, it's out, that's okay with me.
Monday the 15th.
Okay, so you're gonna set it for the 15th unless there's a conflict, and then you'll let everybody know. How's that sound?
Yeah, and I'll let the other people that would know.
Hey, Mike, can I just say something? Sean's down planting the mums and the pots down here. What day were you down there, Saturday? Yeah, Saturday night.
I think it was Saturday, yeah, and I purchased all the ones because there's no money.
But anyways,
For that.
I was surprised at how many people that were coming down Rochester Road stopped, because I came down here and told her how beautiful the village looked.
The post office lady said, I don't know who did those corners, but I'm getting so many compliments. I said, it's so
People were
so
just stepping on the road and telling us that.
Is anybody really surprised? I mean, it was great. It is
I
great.
am gonna ask Mr. Spezia if he minds if I cut my own corn stalks, because I know he charges for them, but I don't want to buy any more stuff. To just put on all the rest of the poles. I seen it done in Oxford, I think it looks really good. Every pole in Oxford has a bundle of corn stalk on it.
So you're going to go up there one again?
I just want to know if, like, because I know he charges for those, he sells them.
He did not charge us a dime for those. Nothing.
If he'll give them to us, I'll tie them. I took every bundle he gave and separated them and made two.
Well, that's why when Mark went up there, like he made big ones.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, if he'll give us more, I have no problem tying them on all the poles throughout the village. I just think it would look really nice.
I think the scarecrows really turned out.
I think they do. The kids had so much fun.
Yeah.
Well,
And I think Christmas is coming up too, and
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
we've already talked about what we're doing, what we talked about at the meeting.
It helps.
Yeah.
A little bit.
our budget shows that there is some money in beautification. So if you want to submit some reimbursement, you know,
I mean, we'll
request.
probably end up doing that for Christmas. I feel like that would be more costly than what we've done.
Well, we're looking at, we've got $400 available currently for that. And then for labor, there's $600.
And then isn't there like a 200 and something also?
Right. In their own account.
that's different.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yes.
donated.
That's your donation,
Sure.
so you could
Yeah.
spend that as,
Right.
okay.
And she's $79.
So are we all set then? All right. Planning Commission, I think,
They were supposed to have a meeting,
I think they're
aren't they?
gonna have a
I
meeting.
thought there was,
Is public hearing? Is that the number?
I think they said that last month was canceled, but they were having one this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just assume that they're gonna move forward with the public hearing.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything otherwise.
Okay. Pollyant Trail Management Council, meetings October 17th, next week at Addison Township. They just got done trimming the trail. They had a company come in and do a vertical trim, and we've gotten real good reports on it. The first one was really a nightmare. People were very upset at how the vegetation looked when they were done. But now that we've pushed it back and we're just kind of trimming things, it's really, it's cleaning up a lot better now. So seems to be doing pretty good. Okay, Village Parks. Mike, do we have a meeting?
Wednesday, supposed to be.
Okay. Wednesday at 7 here.
This Wednesday?
Yes.
Can I ask, I'm not able to come to that, but I want to know if you guys have a problem with once the mums are done in the pots and we're going to just transition them out. Do you mind if the mums get planted in the park? I don't want to throw them away, they'll come back every year.
Not at all. If you put them in one of the burned areas where the sawdust is, or the chips,
Yeah.
I don't see that as being a problem at
I
all.
mean, I don't want to get rid of them, we can
Yeah.
plant them somewhere, you know?
Oh, that'd be fine. I think.
The only hesitation I have is that they be planted where they're not going to be driving, or dropping chips or something of that sort.
Yeah.
And then there's an area where it's really low and everything drowns out anyway. So if it's higher,
Okay.
not in.
I mean, if they get destroyed, it is what it is, I just need to just pitch them.
And I agree with you.
If they die on their own, it's different.
Yeah, I mean, if something happens, it is what it is, I don't want to be the one to throw them in the trash.
I agree.
Try and plant them and give them life somewhere else,
If I learn otherwise, I'll let you know. Okay. North Oakland Transportation Authority, they're in the process of adopting their new budget. And of course, the millage was approved back in August, so everything's looking good for NODA. Community Development Block Grant, everybody got the report. We've got money in minor home repair and youth services. However, we're going to be on the hot seat to spend that money because we're coming up on 3 years, and they reclaim it after 3 years. So we've got a total of $11,947.93.
And we can't use that for sidewalks.
No.
Only new sidewalks, and
No.
we'd have to transfer it into sidewalks to do that.
And we
Which-
can't put in new sidewalks
That would be awesome.
because you've got, sorry, I'm Jennifer Arndale. from
Welcome,
Rosie
welcome.
Estates.
Yeah.
We call it the sidewalk, the dead man sidewalk, because it goes nowhere, right, in front of the subdivision of Leonard Estates.
Right.
Is there not a way to have this $11,000 to extend that to help drive the people that are in the Leonard Estates to come down and make a safer passageway into the village? Because you've got Sam's Market, you've got the post office, you've got the Pollyant Trail. It brings more life to the downtown community.
Right.
Can we not do that? Because that would be a brand new sidewalk.
Right, there are a couple of areas where we could do that. $11,000 doesn't put in a tremendous amount of sidewalk, but it's a start. We'd actually been talking about trying to connect the Forest Street sidewalk back on the west side down to the corner. But the problem on West Elmwood is the hill there. It's so steep on the one side, it would take a lot of construction, excavation, I guess
Have
is
you had an
it?
estimate done? Have you
No,
had anybody
no.
quote that? I mean,
No.
you don't really know.
No, we don't know, but it's gonna be expensive.
I mean, we can assume it will be, but until you have somebody come and bid that, you don't know.
Well, we usually try to do it ourselves because if we use a contractor, then we have to go use the Davis-Bacon, which
a nightmare.
increases the costs even more. So we try to take on projects that we can do in pieces, and so either one is certainly, worthy of consideration. However, we usually do spend our minor home repair money helping eligible people with wells, septics, and stuff like that if they have an emergency repair.
Well, I'd like to say we'd like to keep out so much of it,
Yeah, we could do that.
yeah.
On the sidewalks, is there any way you could put, say, take out some and put some new in?
You can't do that.
Can't do that.
Believe me, we've asked.
Because that sidewalk in front of my house is really getting bad now. And if someone falls on that, it's gonna be, so,
What was the deadline to spend this money again?
Well, it has to be spent within 3 years once it's granted, so our earliest funding was in 2016, so we're moving into 2019 now. So we'll be getting letters from the county warning us that they're going to recapture it if we don't spend it. I think when Cindy's here, we can talk about having it reprogrammed to a different use. And certainly that sidewalks is one of them that we could consider. Okay.
Would it be that expensive to replace 1 or 2 squares of sidewalk? Where he's talking about is it goes like this.
Right.
And would it be that difficult
well-
if our DPW replaced 1 or 2 squares?
The problem is the DPW isn't available
I
to do that.
That's
And
the
if we
problem.
pay somebody to do it, then we have to, again, we run into the block grant requirement for Davis-Bacon. So we could spend all of that, but we spent $12,000 out in front here because we had the contract for it. And it was probably a $5,000-6,000 job for the village to do, but it was twice that because of Davis-Bacon.
Yeah.
So it turns a lot of money into a little real fast as far as
Could that be taken out to reduce the hazard and put in gravel to this gets solved? I mean, it's pretty bad.
yeah, I don't know. I'd have to talk to our insurance agent and see what they say.
I don't know what the liability, but I think it would be better gravel than what's there now.
Well, the tree's gone, right? But they didn't take the stump out?
No, they take the tree.
they what?
Did they take the stump out there at the tree?
They didn't take the tree down?
They didn't take the tree, that wasn't in the bid.
That wasn't,
Well, that wasn't one of them?
No, that was the one we were gonna get requoted.
no, we're gonna get,
We were putting that one on
for that
for the
one.
next round.
One down the street too is, we didn't get, I don't think.
By the church?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we decided that tree didn't look dead enough.
Yeah, it's 200 to 300-year-old tree. I'm certainly hate to
I
have.
thought it looked dead.
Opinions vary.
You know
Yeah.
what the guy told us? He said that when you see the fungi on the side, that means it is dead, it is rotten. And those trees do not have dead fungi on them. Just-
Okay, moving on. I don't think we had anything with the Historical Study Committee either.
no.
So with that, I have no correspondence. Do any of the council members have anything? If none, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting tonight.
I'll second it.
All in favor of the motion to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, thank you everybody for attending tonight. Have a safe and happy Halloween.